Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pounds. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left. Touchdown. Touchdown. 8th floor. Come down. Hotel. Lobby. Receptionist, what now? 11 a.m. Check out. Might give her one foul just to tell her it's one now. How come? I need rest, no recess in my schedule. Right. Mama used to serve vegetables, now half the meals got tentacles. Right. Half the Emirates need a reservation and half my money goes straight to taxes. But I don't trip about it, that's what happens when...
Opened back in 2003, have a look at the Lincoln Financial Field, where 70,000 are rocking and ready to go in Philadelphia. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the London Black Knights and the Philadelphia Eagles. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A big pickup there for the Eagles' first down, 18 yards. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Smooth.
To throw again on second down. Goff. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, it's Devin White, the linebacker. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be second and 11.
53. 6-man. Check curls, check curls, check curls. Exit. 53's mine. Check. 53's mine. Ricky.
Second and 11. And the catch made by Johnson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. They'll set up a throw. Johnson's got it complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. Would have been a decently long field goal, 51 yards from here, but instead they're going to go for it. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's to his running back, complete. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. Bruce Arians takes a shot there, but his guys come up empty. And the Eagles defense able to hold. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
76, tell him. 76. 76.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. But that's complete to Sanders. Not able to go anywhere that time. 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
2nd and 4 at the 47-yard line.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll be 3rd down. Goff now looking to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. He was looking for Miles Sanders out of the backfield, and it's 2nd down. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
You better be ready. Don't be scared of it. Bravo. 45.
Here's Goff. Catch is made by Arcega-Whiteside. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll give up 6 yards there on the loss, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football? It says finish on it, because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
They begin the drive with Johnson, and he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. He's got this one complete to Perriman, and he's able to get up here to the 26. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Looking to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points seeded.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun, here's Goff. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Going for it with Sanders. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
45, 45, 12.
To throw is Goff. Blitz coming, and down he goes. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And that's caught inside the 30. And that one results in 35 yards.
As a general manager, you're counting on your 1st and 2nd round draft picks to have a big-time impact on your team. But where you make your bones, rounds 3 through 7. If you can find a few diamonds in the rough there, develop them, then you got something going, and we're seeing one right here.
Yeah, plays like that lead me to believe that they found a diamond in the rough. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Going for it all. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
There's Goff. Escaping the pressure right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
I'm getting the sense that Fletcher Cox is making offensive linemen want to take the week off when they have to play against him.
It's a regular routine for him, isn't it?
It really is. That play there, that's him all day long. Good luck trying to block him and keep him from disrupting your offense.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that. And that's what he did.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
They'll look to throw here. That is caught. It's Perriman. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He finds his man Johnson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Complete. It's Johnson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
A gain of 18 on the play.
Let's go now, let's go now, let's go now.
1st down.
You gonna get this, boy? You think you gonna get this?
Back to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
Intended for Mike Evans. Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. 2nd and 10. Oh, he's thinking end zone for Evans. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. So we've reached halftime. All we have to show for the first half, a lone field goal. 3-0 our score. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, this is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
53 is the mic, though.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Derek Barnett able to maneuver in for the sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And some room to maneuver. Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, his second touchdown on the season. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. The point after is good. And the lead grows to 10-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
2nd and 6. Screenplay, Johnson. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
53, check 53. You can't block me. You can't block me. And go.
Now back to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. That's taken on the 25. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
14. Hey, wahoo!
From just shy of midfield. Goff. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team. That's
going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Flushed out right. And this one's incomplete. He was looking for Brashad Perriman. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. Here's Bradley Pena now, standing just about on his own goal line. Fielded at about the 28. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 72 yards on the punt return. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Point after, up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
First down and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. As we've got the final quarter upon us, we get ready to start the 4th. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 39. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. He'll look to throw. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on third.
A game of 16 on the play, but it's third down.
The offense on third down tonight, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 5.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
They'll look to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And, it'll be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. From the 29, Goff. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
That's good for Eagles first down.
Goff now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Right back to Sanders on first down. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Here's Goff. Flush to his right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Vita Vea breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Finding some room at midfield. And finally brought down at the 43. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 42-yard line.
On 2nd and 9, Goff. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Listen.
From the red zone now, Goff. That's complete to Gallman. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. From 13 yards out. And the Eagles able to push further out in front.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
Ready, break. 50, lock in. 53. Focus, defense, focus. Kill.
A first down carry here for Johnson. Now they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Fletcher Cox there for the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Man, I got you. Mike 9.
Second and 5. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's caught inside the 20. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Looking to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll make it second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Back to throw here. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Ric Flair.
Another run with Sanders. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Mike 45. I'm going back to you.
On 3rd down, it's Sanders, and he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup.
Brendan, every great running backs coach that I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Switch.
And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game.